The offenders may follow or spy on the victims, send them unsolicited letters, make unsolicited phone calls, stand outside their homes, schools, or workplaces, show up at places where they are present, give them unwanted items, vandalize their property, or kill their pets. Stalkers, if not stopped, may end up assaulting and killing their victims. Even if they do not, the stalking may be nearly as bad as being attacked and killed. The ordeal of assault or murder usually lasts only a few minutes, but victims of stalking endure their tormentors' cruelty for nearly 2 years. The majority of stalkers know their victims as ex-intimates, fellow employees, and acquaintances. The following are fairly extreme cases. Albrecht, 2001. A woman with 2 young children left her abusive husband to start a new life, but he stalked her and later killed her, saying, "If I can't have her, nobody will." A high school girl broke up with her boyfriend. He then stalked her and eventually set fire to a room in her house, killing an infant her mother babysat. A wife had a one-night stand with a man she met in a bar. Later, he stalked, kidnapped, and raped her for getting back together with her husband. A man repeatedly asked a female coworker for a date and was rebuffed as many times. He then stalked her for many months. After he was dismissed from his job, he killed 7 former coworkers and injured 4 others, including the victim of his stalking. The most common form of stalking is by a former intimate partner, who often cannot accept the end of a relationship. Some men are particularly loath to accept that either a woman no longer wishes to be in a relationship or else does not wish to start one with him. For women, over 60% of victims were stalked by a former intimate partner, about 25% were stalked by an acquaintance. For men, 43% were stalked by intimate partners and 32% were stalked by an acquaintance. Briding et al., 2014. A smaller number of stalkers, 16 to 20%, target strangers. Unsurprisingly, a few victimize celebrities. The most well-known is probably John Hinckley. Infatuated with movie actress Jodie Foster, he repeatedly sent her letters with poems and messages to get her interested in him. Finally, in 1981, in order to attract her attention, he tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan, wounding the president and 2 other people. In 1989, Robert Bardo was obsessed with TV actress Rebecca Schaeffer, videotaping every episode of her show My Sister Sam. He repeatedly wrote to her, and after seeing her in bed with another actor in one episode, he flew into a rage. He went to her apartment and shot her to death. He later told a court-appointed psychiatrist she was a whore, and God appointed me to punish her. Most recently, in 2008, Jack Jordan was convicted of stalking movie star Uma Thurman on and off for 2.5 years, sending her love letters and on one occasion ringing her doorbell from early in the morning to late at night. Moffat, 2000, Steele, 2008. Hate killing. According to the most commonly cited U.S. data, the FBI reports that every year more than 7,000 Americans fall victim to hate crimes, offenses committed because of the victim's race, gender, religion, disability, national origin, gender identity, or sexual orientation. Unfortunately, since many police departments, the source of the FBI's information, do not collect or report on hate crimes, this can be considered an enormous undercount of the issue. Middlebrook, 2017. Just as a comparison, a different data collection effort of the U.S. Department of Justice, the National Crime Victimization Survey, reported in 2013 their estimate that about 260,000 Americans were victimized by hate crimes annually, mostly in the form of violent crime. They now estimate that 4% of all violent crimes in America are hate-motivated. Sandholz, Langton, and Planty, 2013. These crimes have the potential to affect entire communities. For example, what in some ways is African Americans and gay Americans are more likely than any other group to be victims of hate homicide. Such killing is targeted not only at the particular person, but also at all the other members of that person's group. In June 1998, when 3 white men in Jasper, Texas, dragged James Byrd, an African American, behind their pickup truck to his death, they were in effect telling every black person in town to get out or suffer the same fate as Byrd. Similarly, in October 1998, when 2 young men in Laramie, Wyoming, beat gay college student Matthew Shepard into a coma and left him to die tied to a fence in the desert, they were effectively warning all gay people that they too could suffer the same fate. Hate-motivated killers are also more likely than perpetrators of other, less serious hate crimes to have joined an organized hate group. James Bird's three killers, for example, had met each other in prison and joined the Aryan Brotherhood, a white supremacist group. For people filled with hate, membership in such a group assures them that they are not alone in their bigotry. They are also likely to feel bolder and more willing to take risks when encouraged by the group to attack the victim of their hate. In their research on hate killers, James Fox, Jack Levin, and Kenneth Kennett, 2005, found that the killers can be divided into three types. First are the thrill hate killers, who, being young, bored, and idle, are seized with the idea of going out together to look for someone to attack. As marginalized and alienated youngsters, these offenders often feel important and powerful from the thrill attacks. Then, there are the defensive hate killers, who feel the need to defend what they consider to be their birthright. A black family moving into a white neighborhood or a gay man attending a predominantly heterosexual party, for example, is seen as encroaching on the hate monger's birthright of being white or straight. Finally, there are the mission hate killers. These are the rarest, but the most dangerous of the three types. While the thrill and defensive killers usually target a single victim, the mission killers seek to destroy all members of a hated group. Thus, they may kill members of a group indiscriminately, target many people simultaneously, and carry on a killing spree in various places. Their mission is to eliminate or weaken an entire group of people. Dylan Roof, who in 2015 opened fire an African American church, killing 9, is an example of a mission killer. He justified his actions as being a necessary stand against blacks taking over the country and black-on-white crime, stating that he had to do it, and hoped to initiate a race war, Perez Pena, 2017. Interestingly, South Carolina is one of the few states that does not criminalize hate crime, so Roof was charged and convicted under federal hate crime laws.
Genocide.